Hi guys! First things first, a slight apology. I have been a little bit inactive recently. I've had to have a few bits of repair works done around my home, and I went to the Quinphonic Festival in Birmingham, so I've just been a bit busy. Life's kind of been getting in the way, but I'm here, I'm back, and we're going to talk about something very important, something very dear to my heart, Robot Wars. We're going to discuss the new series and the new changes that they've made and my thoughts and opinions on that. So if you want to hear how I feel about the original run, I will link that video in my description because I've already spoke about that and I love it, just in case you're wondering. Anyways, moving on. So, first things first, I spoke in my last video, like, it was a bit jokey, slightly serious. I think you know what I meant if you've seen that video, that my dream job is to be the pit presenter on Robot Wars, and I was like, BBC, hire me. Obviously that didn't happen, otherwise I think you'd know about it by now. And they hired Dara O'Brien as the male presenter and Angela Scanlon as the female presenter, and I enjoy both of them. I think they're great. I think Dara has some brilliant like little one-liners and things in there that he manages to like slip out as he's interviewing people, and so I enjoy that. I like him anyway as a comedian. I'm a big fan of Mock of the Week. And Angela, I think she's genuinely very interested in what she's doing. I think that you can see that she's enjoying herself while she's working, so I like the team. They're not quite Craig and Philippa. I don't think anyone will ever quite be Craig and Philippa, to be honest. You know, maybe it's nostalgia talking and I'm very biased by it, but to me they will always be Robot Wars. So I enjoy the team. I'm very happy that they brought Jonathan Pierce back. I think if they hadn't have brought him back, the show would have not been as good. He is Robot Wars. Like he is the personality. He gave the robots like their say in things, and I love him. I absolutely love him. So I'm happy with the celebrities behind the show, if you know what I mean. They have changed the rules a little bit for Robot Wars now. It's not like if you win this battle you move on to the next battle, and then if you win this battle you move on to the next battle. It's you win the melee round and then you go through a point system where you fight every other robot that won their melee rounds, which is good and bad. It's good because it gives some of the robots a bit more of a chance to get showcased, and we get to know the teams a little bit better, and we get to see, you know, what it would have been like against this or what it would have been like against that. It's bad because if that robot is beaten like to a pulp in the first fight, they're just screwed for the entire rest of the show. That's it. Done. Which is kind of sad because it's like, well, they've got no chance now and we're just going to keep watching them get absolutely beaten every single time. So it's very hit and miss, but I've enjoyed it. Like, I've watched every episode, obviously. I've religiously just been there waiting for it. If I've not been home when it's been aired, I have watched it the first opportunity possible on catch up. So I've stayed up to date with it completely throughout the whole new series, and to be honest, when the original run was on I watched it every week. Anyway, so yes, where was I going with this? They've also changed some of the rules. Things like, if you're a cluster bot, now it's if 55% of your robot is immobilised, you are immobilised. Before it was, if one's gone, they're all gone. Which I think kind of made sense, because you're making multiple robots to have an advantage, but it should also be a disadvantage. It shouldn't be that once they've beaten your robot, you've still got this other one left to go, so you're still in the competition. Maybe that's just me, but me and my friend, we've spoke a lot about this new series, and he agrees as well that it's a bit of a silly rule. And some of the judges' decisions have been a bit to say the least. I still love the judges and I would love to be a judge too. That would also be an amazing job. Yeah, but the new rules have been a bit in this latest series. They've introduced a new rule slash like battle tactic thing, where when you hit the pit release button, it's not just the pit release, it's either the pit release or it's a rogue house robot, which I like. I like the house robots coming out and doing more, because the first new series, they basically did nothing. They were just kind of there in the background. Whereas in this series, I think that's why they added it in. This series, they were a lot more prominent and they got a lot more of a role, which is good, because, you know, they're the robots that we all wanted to see. Even though, sadly, no Sergeant Bash. And it's also bad because I feel like the pit is no longer a thing. There hasn't really been a pitting of a robot. There's been like accidentally driving into the pits and little bits and pieces. The first series was a bit more pitting, but this second series, like, there was like no pit. So yeah, it's a bit redundant now, and I feel like the arena is flimsy as hell. It's fallen apart so many episodes. There's been a panel taken off, or the floorings come off, and then sorry if you've not watched it, but the last episode of this series, the finale, a robot's chassis got stuck in the protective glass. And I don't know, maybe it's that robots are so advanced now that we can't keep up with them and we can't build an arena good enough to keep them in. But yeah, like, the arena's been trashed, this series. Yeah, where am I going? I've got notes here and they're just so all over the place. One of my problems with this latest reboot is that I don't feel like there's any celebrity robots. Now, when I say this, I mean, like, as soon as we met Chaos 2, we knew that was going to be one of the big robots. Like, everyone was obsessed, everyone was rooting for them, we loved watching their battles, we knew that they were going to be the big thing, and we really got to know George Francis, and he became a household name for Robot Wars fans. I'm not saying that, you know, he was a massive celebrity or anything. Whereas I can't really tell you many of the people who made robots this series, and there's not really that many who've stood out to me. I mean, I've enjoyed it and I've seen some excellent engineering work, but I don't feel like there's the characters that there used to be. Like, there's no Dietar, there's no robot that's a bit crap, but we know we'll do okay and will entertain us the entire time. There's no robot like that. I think Jellyfish tried to be like it, but no. We need a robot covered in fur, please. Razor did come back for one episode and did abysmally, and everyone was shocked other than me. I like Razor, but they are always their own downfall, always, and everyone thinks they're amazing and they won loads of times. They didn't. So that happened. Anthony Pritchard having a paddy, that was amazing. But I completely agreed with him. His team didn't listen to him about tactics and they went against his rule and picked the wrong scoop, and then they lost because they had the wrong scoop. So I understand. That was like the big celebrity moment of this series of Robot Wars. But yeah, it's just been a bit... There's no big characters. There's no like team that you just enjoy seeing. Apollo tried to be that with the whole Robot Wars boy band thing, and then this series they didn't even stay together. There was only 2 of them, which, you know, is fine, but I don't know, I don't root for the teams as much as I used to. I don't feel like I care about the people behind the teams a lot. I basically just watch it for the fights now. They do these like little segments where they talk about technology and robotics in between fights and things, you know, like while the roboteers are fixing whatever has happened from last battle. And I enjoy them and I think they're really informative, and I think it's great that we're educating people on how to become better engineers and on new technology. But it kind of makes the show more educational than fun. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I still liked it and still watched it all, but I preferred having the little mini games and things like what we had originally. I've got so many notes and things. I should have been more organised. I need to start scripting myself, obviously. So yeah, there's so many elements in there. Oh, the celebrity special, which was just let's see how horrible one man can be to multiple celebrities and their children. The celebrity special was kind of ruined for me because Robbie Savage was just a horrible, non-sporting human being. And again, because I didn't know the Roboteers and I didn't care about the Roboteers, they were like, oh, we've got such and such from this team to come help them. And I'm like, eh? So, yeah, I just wish we had a bit more of a star quality to some of the teams and the robots that we used to have. Now, I don't know if that's... I do feel like nostalgia is tainting my reviews on this a lot. But I just don't feel like we've got the characters. Maybe as the series go along we'll get more character people and, you know, we'll get to know the teams a bit better. I mean, there's a couple of people like Jason, I think his name is. Oof, should have probably looked this up, from 4. I liked him and I loved the fact that he was just a one-man team and he was like, I'm doing the best I can, I've brought this robot and I'm here to go. And I think he really deserved the wild card in the first series. Unfortunately didn't do so well this series. And I liked the TR2 family team. I feel like they had a really good driver in such a young person, which is great. I liked the Carbide team until this series, and I feel like they went a little bit unsporting. When robots were basically immobilised and just waiting for the countdown, they just keep going in and going in and going in, and Aftershock did not deserve the amount of damage that they received. Now, I know the show is about damage, but when your fighting system is based on multiple rounds, I just don't think it was very fair at all. And maybe I'm just too much of a good sport, but you know, the gentleman's code, if we go back to razor things and paddies, should have been put into place there, and I don't think it was very fair, especially since they were trying to be like good guys. Maybe that's just me. So yeah, I mean, I completely understand how Cardboard won this series. Spoiler alert, but I'm sure if you're here watching this, you've already seen it. I get it, like, they've completely just perfected that robot to a T. But I just do feel like they should have been a little bit more fair on some of the robots. They definitely took out their biggest competitions, like they did it to Apollo too, and I don't blame them because Apollo beat them last year. And I think Apollo's got a really impressive flipper and I applaud them for that flipper. Yeah, I just don't really have a favourite. Like, there's not one team that I'm just rooting for. Like, there's no Panic Attack. There's no team that I just feel like, oh, they're such nice people and I just want them to win, and their robot's so good, they've tried so hard. Much like the Rose family, I liked them because they were nice people. They'd made a really unique robot and they perfected it, and they'd come and they were like, you know, really trying and going for it. That's the downfall of this like remake, is that I'm not as connected to the teams. Maybe we need a bit more backstage interviewing or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's just my feelings. One thing I do have to say is that every robot is a spinner. I can't believe how many spinners are out there. I can't believe how many different types of spinners we've got. I can't believe how much destruction has come out of this. These two series have definitely been the most destructive series. I've seen robot parts flying all over the place and it was amazing and impressive. But it was just like spinner after spinner after spinner after spinner after spinner, and I was like, oh, have we not got any other tactics, guys? And then there'd be unique robots would come along and they'd all be crap. Like there was one that had pinching jaws, or at least they said it did. I can't remember, it's called Crustacean. I feel like it was called Crustacean. Vicky, you should have looked these things up before you started talking about them. I promise you I watched them. Anyways, yeah, and it never did the whole pinch thing. And I was like, oh, that could have been a really fun robot. So some of the flippers though, there've been some good flippers, like Apollo did really well, Eruption, really well, TR2, great. So there's been some good flippers in there, but it's mainly just been spinners, 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 an axe, a flipper, spinners, and spinners, and spinners, and spinners, and spinners, and spinners, and spinners. Some with multiple types of spinners. So it's just been a bit, yeah. Yeah, just it's been amazing to watch, but I just haven't had any variety in my robots, and I kind of like that. I feel like I'm bashing this show so much right now. I love it. I will watch every episode without fail. I've made my boyfriend watch Robot Wars, even though he doesn't hate it, but he's not big on it. Like, he'll watch the fights. He doesn't really care about a lot of it though. But yeah, like, it's just not quite there, and I think nostalgia probably is clouding a lot of my expectations for the show. And I understand that, you know, it was very much a product of its time, and it's not going to be the same because technology has moved on. Technology has moved on so that everyone can have the most powerful spinners in the world and win. And that's fine. And I really do love the show, as much as I'm saying horrible things. I love Robot Wars. It means a lot to me. I am a huge fan. And I hope that we get many more series. I know they're filming another series. Me and my friend were talking about it. Me and him, we've spoke so much, my friend Andrew, we've spoken so much about these new series. We keep messaging each other like, are you watching it? Yeah. Even though so many times he'd message me and I'd be like, I'm at work, I'm out here, I'm doing this, I've got no internet. Sunday nights just don't seem to work very well for me somehow. But we persevered and we got through it, and we've had a good chat about it. And I'm excited to see what's coming up, and I hope it just keeps getting better and better, and I hope we get a bit more of the characters, you know, like team-wise, robot-wise. You know, when was the last time we got a rapping team? Come on! We need some more Plunderbird raps! And I do want to see Apollo flip Sir Kill-a-Lot. Please, Apollo, do it, because you seem to be the only team brave enough to even try, even though you were a bit scared last time, and I understand why, because you got absolutely battered. So yeah, can we have some more? Just some more, please. There's been a lot of very short battles because of the spinners, which is kind of I wanted more. But I know it's understandable because technology has moved on a lot, so the robots are going to be a lot better. Yeah. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I have a lot of feelings. I have sat there and made every reaction noise possible. I've been going, oh my god, laughing, crying, maybe not crying. You know what I mean. I've sat there and gone through range of emotions, and I've enjoyed every moment of it, even if I've not agreed with some of the things that they've done. Yeah. Robot Wars. Just give me some opinions, tell me what you think, and judge me for my horrendously organised speech on Robot Wars. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!